Hello and welcome to Real to Real Talk. I am your host, Paul Britton. We are here to talk about movies that were recently able to be seen this past weekend. Movies, plural. That's right. I finally got around to seeing two movies this weekend. So you'll notice on the reviews part right over here, there's an S. I saw two movies this weekend. It's been so long. I've had such a crazy busy summer, but that's cool, man. We're going to do two movies today and it's great. And the best part about it is neither of those movies were Borderlands. So, we're saved that little unpleasantness. Quick shout out to Deadpool and Wolverine for passing $1 billion. Side note, there we go. All right. First movie we're doing, Cuckoo. So Cuckoo is a movie that I have been seeing trailers in front of movies for almost a year now, I feel like. It's a horror movie. It played in limited, super duper limited I have events, but it's festivals. That's the word I was looking for. It played in limited festivals last year. Got a wide release, pushed back. Here we are in August, and we get Cuckoo. It's a horror movie. The idea is that there is a family that his moved, temporarily relocated, unsure, to a resort town in the Alps, somewhere in the middle of Europe. And the daughter Gretchen, played by Hunter Schafer, notices that there's weirdness going on in this town. And the guy there, the guy who basically runs the resort is odd, phrases things weirdly, just has an unsettling presence about him. And and so it's really just a movie about, there's a lot of tone. There's just where the movie that I saw earlier in the summer, the serial killer movie, Long Legs with Nick Cage, was 100% tone. This is a little more. Also, there's a weird creature that is doing something to people, to women, specifically to women. We're not entirely sure what. And the this was a weird movie. I'm struggling with this one because this was a weird movie. Back when Sergio was the co-host and I was doing What the Hell Did I Just Watch every week. I would be doing this during What the Hell Did I Just Watch, because I'd be talking about all the weird fucking shit going on during this movie. But this movie works for one reason only, and that's because Hunter Schafer's fucking amazing in this movie. She's playing a 17, 18-year-old girl who now is living with her father, has a young stepsister who she has a somewhat distant relationship with. She obviously would rather be with her mom, but can't seem to get in touch with her mom, and it's pretty obvious what the reason is why, but they keep it a secret and they don't really reveal it. And when they do reveal it, it's obvious that they know that it was obvious why she couldn't get in touch with her mom, but also they saved the reveal because it really explains all of this young woman's relationships better, especially as it relates to her somewhat strange step sister that can't talk and is starting to get, once they arrive in this town, is starting to have epileptic seizures, strangely. And so while she's having epileptic seizures, Gretchen, the young woman, is being chased by a strange creature. It's a weird movie. There's a cop who is staying at the resort and is trying to, prod Gretchen in various different directions, and it's weird. Um, there's so much about this movie that is creepy. I mean, it's just really creepy. There's this strange woman, we'll use quotes, woman that is chasing Gretchen around, and women randomly show up in the resort lobby throwing up, and that's just kind of accepted as, hey, for some reason it just happens around here. Again, her stepsister doesn't talk, and this movie is scary. This movie is creepy. This movie also is weird and doesn't make a lot of sense, but works because you care about Gretchen, because Hunter Schafer absolutely owns this role. Hunter Schafer appeared in Yorgos Lanthimos's Kinds of Kindness earlier this summer, and man, I wish she were in that movie more based off of this movie, because she's fantastic. I'm going to go see anything Hunter Schafer wants to show up in. She was fantastic, and she really, really tied into this teenage character and made it 100% worth watching, and is really the only reason is the only reason why I would recommend this movie to anybody, because of the weirdness. But it's totally worth it to watch Hunter Schafer. Like, if you like following young actors, Hunter Schafer should be on your list. She's fantastic, and that's why. Oh, hi. Here at Real Talk, I just spoiled it. Here at Real Talk, we do tacos instead of stars in our ratings. And if we feel like a movie deserves a little bit more than just a regular round of tacos, we're going to add a little guac to it. Why? Why do we add guac and not do a half a taco? Because nobody eats to have a fucking taco. And this movie gets 3 tacos plus guac. Hunter Schafer gets the guac. The movie alone is compelling enough, probably, to get 3 tacos. Honestly, it might be a 2 taco plus guac movie, and Hunter Schafer gives it a whole extra taco. I'm not exactly sure where I land on that, but I do land on the fact that I would watch this all over again just to kind of hang out with Gretchen and Hunter Schafer's character, because she was that good and that compelling. The other movie I watched this weekend, I got to stay home and watch it, was Doug Liman's The Instigators, which can be found on Apple TV Plus. So, I mean, Doug Liman, look, I'm going to read you kind of his filmography just so you get an idea if you're not familiar with his work. He was the director of The Bourne Identity. He was also the director of Edge of Tomorrow. I freaking love Edge of Tomorrow. He was the director of Jumper, which is super fun. He was the director of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I freaking love Mr. and Mrs. Smith. He was the director of Swingers, an all-time 90s classic. He was the director of Go, underrated Christmas movie. So this is my way of saying I really like Doug Liman, and I usually get pretty excited about the movies that he's coming out with. But then he went and directed this year's streaming release Roadhouse, which went straight to Prime. Okay. That movie was okay. I covered it here. And then he also went and now he's making The Instigators, which is again another streaming movie. And this one stars Matt Damon and Casey Affleck. Also, Hong Chow shows up. Who doesn't love Matt Damon and Casey Affleck? I ask you. Nobody doesn't like. Everybody likes them. I'm not going to do the double negative. I'm just going to say it. Everybody likes Ben Affleck. I mean, Matt Damon and Casey Affleck. And those two are everything you would want from Matt Damon and Casey Affleck in this. And then you throw Hong Chow into the mix, into this pot, and you mix it together. And it's like, yes, I'm going to enjoy those characters interacting. And you do enjoy those characters interacting. It's everything else that's going on, which is kind of what Doug Liman needs to be focusing on. That's the problem. Okay, so The Instigators is a comedy heist movie. As you all know, I frigging love heist movies. Okay, I frigging love heist movies. And Casey Affleck plays an ex-con, and Matt Damon plays a guy who needs cash quickly, though they don't know each other. Right there, that's weird, but okay. Who get called in to do a job. They're basically going to rob the mayor of Boston during a fundraiser event that he's holding. Okay, because everybody's going to be bringing cash because this mayor is notoriously crooked, and because nobody wants to, the money all needs to be hidden, and so they know everybody's going to be bringing cash. The problem here is right off the bat, the heist happens 10 minutes into the movie, and so now it's kind of like, oh wait, we're doing this now. And what are we going to get afterwards? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to get afterwards. We're going to get a lot of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon banter going back and forth, and Hong Chow getting thrown into the mix a little bit as Matt Damon's therapist, who they kidnap because Casey Affleck gets shot during the heist. And it's just like, where is this going? The problem, the second act of this movie is, what are we even doing here? Where are we going? Why? It just absolutely becomes a movie about watching Matt Damon and Casey Affleck, and while I enjoy that, it's not a movie. It's just not a movie. There's nothing there. Finally, in the third act, they figure out how they're going to get Matt Damon his money, and they decide that they're going to rob the mayor directly this time. And it becomes a heist movie again, but I was already out on the heist thing. Like the initial heist happens way too early, and now they're bringing in another heist. And like part of fun of a heist is that there's planning, and they do fun, interesting things to get into their thing. And there's none of that here. It's not really a heist movie. It's a buddy criminal movie, is the best way to put it. And which is fine if that's what you want, but I want a heist movie. It's billed as a heist movie, and that's what I want. And it's not that. It's just ponderously empty. It is an empty movie that it requires you to really, really just want to watch Matt Damon and Casey Affleck riffing off of each other for 2 hours, or an hour and 45, which is okay. And Hong Chow mixed into which is fine, but I mean, it doesn't. All right, I'm just gonna get to it. Look, I was disappointed by this. We're giving this one 2 tacos plus guac. This is the classic. I'm not mad at the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I'm not watching this movie again. That's my 2 tacos plus guac. Is I'm not mad at you. I am not watching you again. 3 tacos is, hey, I liked you. I will watch you again. 2 tacos plus guac is, I am not watching it. I'm not going to watch this movie again. I will forget. Like, this is the kind of movie that if somebody 5 years from now, if somebody said, please make a list, here's a list of movies from 2024. Please mark the ones that you saw. I'm absolutely going to forget that I saw this movie. And that's a problem. But, it's a classic. This is such a streaming movie because it's so, man, needs somebody to step in and say there needs to be something a little different here or there. It just, man, sometimes you just need movie executives to shit all over what you're making. Like, it's mandatory. Hey, I'm Paul Britton. This is Real to Real Talk. Next week we're gonna have Alien Romulus for you. I am really excited about that. So we will be back next week. Until then, hey, go out into the theaters, check out a movie. It's time well spent. All right. Real to Real Talk